Welcome back to the channel that digs where it hurts and shines where it heals. Today's tale isn't for the faint-hearted. It's toxic, humiliating, and wicked enough to make you squirm. Buckle up because this one exposes prejudice hiding behind chandeliers and polished walls. If you're new here, smash that like button and subscribe. You're going to need strength to follow this ride. The night sparkled with wealth. Velvet drapes kissed marble floors, golden cutlery glinted under crystal chandeliers, and glasses overflowed with vintage wine older than most of the people in the room. The host, a millionaire with a smile as fake as his hairline, had gathered his circle of friends, self-proclaimed refined elites, all dripping arrogance thicker than perfume. Their laughter carried across the hall, but something sour slipped beneath the polished atmosphere. Plates began to arrive, steaming with perfection. The aroma alone could silence any critic, yet the moment forks lifted, a murmur slithered across the table. One woman, her pearls strangling her neck tighter than her manners, sniffed and leaned back. "I can't eat this," she whispered, though her voice was sharp enough for everyone to hear. It was prepared by her. She tilted her head toward the maid. The whispers spread like a virus. Men straightened ties, women raised brows, and one man even chuckled. "I came here for dinner, not a history lesson in slavery." The crowd erupted in cruel laughter. And there she was. The maid, calm, steady, balancing trays like their mockery weighed nothing. She didn't flinch, didn't blink. She placed plates in front of them like a queen serving peasants while they mocked her existence. But little did they know, humiliation has a strange way of turning tables, and this night, oh, this night had just begun. If you're feeling the sting already, like and subscribe. You don't want to miss where this story is headed. The air grew heavier, poisoned by smirks and sideways glances. One man tapped his glass with a fork, demanding silence. His voice oozed superiority as he sneered. "You expect us to eat food touched by that? My dog deserves better." A roar of laughter followed, glasses clinking like applause for cruelty. The maid, still silent, glided back into the kitchen, her dignity intact but the insult hanging in the air like smoke. The host himself joined the spectacle. Leaning back in his chair, he announced, "My friends, tonight is about excellence. Excellence doesn't come from dirty hands." He pointed toward the kitchen door, smirking. "It comes from heritage." His words dripped venom, yet the crowd cheered as if he had delivered wisdom. But not everyone was entertained. At the far end of the table sat his daughter, eyes sharp, her fists tightening under the cloth. She watched every sneer, every arrogant laugh, her face hardening like stone. The guests thought they were untouchable, invincible inside marble walls. The maid returned with a tray, chin high, refusing to let their poison see her crumble. She moved past the daughter, and for a split second, their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. Strength, defiance, a silent pact. The laughter grew louder, but beneath it, the storm was gathering. These elites didn't know it yet, but the night was preparing to chew them up and spit them out. Viewers, if you're enjoying this slow burn, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's about to get hotter. Forks clattered as the guests pushed plates away with theatrical disgust. One woman, drunk on champagne and her own arrogance, waved the maid over with a lazy hand. "Darling, fetch me something that isn't seasoned with your background." The words dripped like acid, and the table exploded with laughter again. Another man added, "Careful, she might sprinkle a little civil rights on your steak." The cruelty was relentless, sharper than knives on porcelain. The maid stood silent, her tray steady, her face unreadable. But silence doesn't mean weakness, it means calculation. And from the corner, the daughter saw it all. Her jaw tightened, her patience cracking like glass under pressure. Finally, the host raised his voice again. "Enough jokes. We're men and women of class. We know what deserves respect, and it isn't." He gestured toward the maid, dismissing her with the flick of a wrist. "That." His friends cackled, one even pounding the table in hysterics, wine spilling like blood across the white cloth. Then it happened. The daughter slammed her palm onto the table, hard enough to rattle the silverware. The room froze. Her voice, sharp and unshaking, cut through the silence. "If her food isn't good enough for you, then nothing on this table is." Gasps shot across the hall like gunfire. Faces twisted, some in shock, some in offense, others in fear of embarrassment. The daughter rose, eyes locked on her father's guests, every word laced with fire. The storm had officially arrived. If you're still with me, hit that like and subscribe. This is where the cracks start to show. The chandelier's glow suddenly felt colder. The guests, once smug and laughing, now shifted uncomfortably, their expensive jewelry clinking like chains. The millionaire's smile faltered. He cleared his throat, trying to reclaim control. Sit down, darling. You don't understand the ways of... But his daughter cut him off with a glare so sharp it could slice glass. Oh, I understand perfectly, she snapped. I understand that you hide cowardice behind money. I understand that you all pretend your forks are cleaner than her hands. But the truth? She gestured to the maid, who stood tall now, her calm presence dwarfing their petty cruelty. The truth is, she has more dignity serving food than any of you have eating it. The words landed like thunder. A few guests lowered their eyes, cheeks burning crimson. One man muttered something under his breath, but the daughter wasn't done. She stepped forward, her voice steady. If you think refusing food makes you powerful, look at yourselves, hungry, bitter, and exposed. The silence that followed was louder than any insult hurled earlier. The maid, still graceful, began clearing the plates, but this time the guests squirmed. Every scrape of porcelain against glass echoed like judgment. The same people who mocked her now avoided her eyes, as if her presence turned into a mirror reflecting their ugliness. The tables had turned. In trying to humiliate her, they had stripped themselves bare, revealed not as elites, but as fools choking on their own poison. And that, dear viewers, is Golden Stories. If this story hit you, like, share, and subscribe, because respect costs nothing, but losing it will cost you everything.